Okay, time to talk about this game here, this Thursday night battle between the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. Bills winning, Josh Allen 223, two TD passes. Mac Jones had a TD pass, 195 passing. Diggs had a good day. Gabe Davis did serviceable, scoring a touchdown but didn't have the yardage. Stevenson caught a lot of garbage work at the end of that contest, so he salvaged his day with a 13 plus point effort. That was nice garbage work there, Stevenson. But are we concerned about his volume moving forward? Are we concerned about the offense, the New England offense? We're going to break all that down and more. Packers first in the building. Appreciate you being here. File on in, hit that thumb up button, subscribe if you're new, and let's get to the intro and then get to the show. The Fantasy Football Show, it begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? File on in and let's have at it. We're going to open the phone lines in just a little bit. We're going to talk about this game. We're going to talk about everything relating to your week number 13 contests that you got going down, all the different contests you have, because who plays in one league anymore? Nobody. Everybody plays in at least 3 or 4 leagues. If you don't, I encourage you to play in multiple leagues for 100 different reasons. Number one, less chance of a season going down the tubes if one guy gets hurt. And of course, you don't want to stack all your teams the same way either. You want to diversify if you're playing in multiple leagues. But we're going to talk about that and more. File on in. Music, appreciate you being here as well. And let's see. I know the notifications haven't been going out every show now. I don't know what YouTube's doing with that, but they're throttling back all the notifications. I don't get it. You subscribed, you click the bell, you want to know when I go live, and then they throttle it. I don't know. But what's up, Electro? Appreciate you being here. So some mediocre performances and some decent, fantasy production in this game. Thursday games are always a little bit slow moving, low scoring, not as eventful as we would want them to be. And it's almost always the case, even if Josh Allen's playing, even if Diggs is out there. What's up, Alex? Appreciate you spending your birthday with Smitty. Alex, F to the moon. Happy birthday,
to the moon,
young man. Appreciate you joining us on your birthday, bro. I appreciate you. I'm knocking stuff all over on the table here. So file on in, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Happy birthday to Alex. No notifications this time again. Just found you were live. I don't know what's going on. It definitely lets you guys know about the first live I do, but because I go live so much, it throttles them back. It thinks maybe we don't want to bombard this person with 3 different live stream alerts. I don't know. Sometimes you get it on your phone. Sometimes you're not getting it through email. Sometimes you're getting it through email. I don't know. But jump on in. Drop any questions if you have them. Fields top 5 QB this week. I mean, if Fields is playing, you're playing him. We don't know what he's going to finish. I don't know if I'd say top 5, but I'd say borderline, incapable of top 5. Let's hit the phone lines.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
File on in. This thing didn't land. Diggs landed. Josh Allen landed. Bass landed. Mac Jones landed. I think everything but the one, right? Let me see. God. Mac Jones was 242, so I think that did land. Let me see if I can refresh this. Gabe Davis, let's see. Mac Jones totaled 202 yards, and I said under 242, so that hit. Tyler Bass hit. Diggs hit. Gabe Davis had 15 yards and a touchdown, so that was the one that didn't hit. Ramondre didn't hit. Okay, so Ramondre didn't hit, and Diggs didn't hit. And Gabe Davis didn't hit, but the other 3 did. Better than an 0-5, 3 out of 5. Not too shabby, but I would have loved to have hit that 5 prop parlay. Appreciate you all filing in. Same found trying to watch, posted earlier, and then you were there, Smitty. Thanks. Appreciate you, Alex. Official in the building. Cylon in the building. RC, appreciate you. Foos, appreciate you. Odd question, but do you Photoshop your image edits? Do you Photoshop your image edits? I don't know what you mean. I have a lot of animations and graphics and different things that I do, but I Photoshop a lot of stuff, but I don't know what you're referring to. If you're referring to a lot of my animations and stuff, no, those are straight up animations, baby, and I create them all myself. Pickens or Pittman? I'm gonna probably go Pickens if you want it safe. Lenny was cleared and healthy today, says Foos. Yeah, doesn't mean he's starting. Cleared and healthy, then that's great. That's great that the backup's ready to rumble. That's good news. He'll spell Rachaad White and give Rachaad White the much-needed rest to make sure he's fresh and healthy. Maybe they split time. We don't know. What's up, Smitty? Barkley owner, keep Breda or pick up Mason? I'm not a big Breda fan. I don't know that he'd even be extremely useful if he was out there. So give me Mason on the off chance that Mason gets a start at some point. I dropped James Cook for Bam Knight this morning. I mean, bro, it's hard to predict what's going to happen. As far as this contest here, I'll review some of the stats. Cook had 64 yards, 6 catches for 41 yards. Not a bad day. Not an amazing day, but it was a nice little outing. That's 10 points in PPR through the air, and then you add an additional 6, so 16. That's not bad at all. Palmer or Swift? I'm going to go Swift. Same, it's still Rachaad White season, says Foos. That's what I'm talking about. Is it Jalen season? Jalen Warren? It could be. I'd say that Najee Harris is on the wrong side of questionable, so you might definitely see Jalen Warren out there, but it could be a 3-headed monster as well. Swift sleeper this week on DK. I like Swift, bro. I like Swift. Go to Underdog Fantasy, though, bro. That's where we're going. Underdog Fantasy, that's where we're dropping all of our props, bro. Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty gets you up to $100 match on your first deposit. That's where we do it, bro. That's the place we do it. And yeah, Swift all over the board, in any format. Swift is a sleeper. I like Swift. Is that Josh Allen walking out with a signed Fitzpatrick jersey? I love it. I love it. Watson or Dak? I probably roll the dice with. Well, if you need safe, go Dak. If you need high risk, high reward, go Watson. I wish it was an easy answer, but sometimes there just isn't. I bench ETN for Stevenson. Hope it works out. You can't bench Stevenson. You never bench you can't bench ETN, bro. You never bench ETN. I was saying it the entire 7 p.m. show. I said it the entire night before. I actually got like a little ramped up during the 7 p.m. show when people started talking about benching Stevenson. So where were you during the 7 p.m. show when I told you not to bench ETN? I keep saying Stevenson. Not to bench ETN. I went through a whole spiel on it. You can't bench ETN. You can't bench ETN. You can't bench ETN. Promo code has saved lots of people this season with all these injuries. Yeah, if you guys are having an injury-plagued season, I got something special for you. Promo code Smitty. Underdog Fantasy gets you up to $100 match on your first deposit. Get some. You don't bench ETN. This whole, he's injured. The guy could have ran back out onto the field in week number 12, but he didn't. They were very cautious with him. I agree. There's some concern to a degree that they might limit him again. I mean, if they were cautious with him in week 12, maybe they'll be cautious with him again in week number 13 and give him half the work. I don't know, but you can't sit ETN. Never sit ETN. This guy's a top 7 or 8 overall pick if you're drafting today for weeks 13 through 18. And Njoku, a good tight end rest of season. Steve, maybe not because he can't stay healthy. And Njoku can't stay healthy. He's very questionable for this week. 50-50 to play this week. And he's playing injured. So I don't know that I'm not excited about him the rest of the season. Is he good per start? Absolutely. I started Stevenson, ETN, and JT in my flex, says Psycho. Well, Stevenson didn't do awful. Stevenson had, what did he have? He had 54 yards on the ground, 5.4 a pop. He was delivering in terms of yards per carry. It's just a matter of he got 10 carries. So doing well with what he was given. And then he had a lot of scrap work at the end, 6 catches for 24 yards. Not a lot of yardage, but that's almost 8.5 points right there. Add that to the 5, and that's a 13, almost 14-point game. Not awful. So for the individual, I forget who it was that sat ETN for Stevenson. It might work out for you if ETN goes out there and has a bad game, and anybody's capable of having a bad game. I'm not saying that won't 100% work out. I'm saying that I just can't sit ETN, and ETN should be in everybody's lineup. But this isn't a horrible move. I think getting 13 points is never the end of the world. Like, if you had the chance to roll the dice with somebody else and you get 13 points, you might even consider taking 13 points, because 13 points is 13 points. Knox killed you today. Knox has been unbelievably bad, and he's got so much upside. He had 1 target, 0 yards, 0 receptions. It's unreal. It's unreal. He's unstartable at this point until he proves he's back. And it sucks because there's such a dry, tight end pool of players now in fantasy football left after Kelsey and Andrews. It's like Schultz and Freiermuth and combinations of Hawkinson and players right around that 3 to 7, 3 to 8, 3 to 9 territory. And then it's like even those guys are hit and miss. And Knox was in that group, and now we don't know if Knox is even a top 10 potential tight end of the future. He was such a promising tight end, and he's gone missing. He's gone absolutely missing. Would you start Christian Watson or Rachaad White at flex? Christian Watson's safer. Rachaad White might have more, maybe not even more upside, but maybe more upside and probably a little more risk. I think both could be, as good. They could both tie. They both have the feel of like a 15 to 18 point guy. Maybe White has a little bit more risk to flop, I suppose. But then again, we've seen it before. A guy like Watson goes on a streak and then has a little bit of a lull, and we might see that lull come up and him not have much production for a couple games and then bounce back. So it's not crazy to go White. White might have more guaranteed touches, but I think Watson has been playing and he's been on fire, so why would you sit him? You just kind of can't, AJ, appreciate your $10 hauler. All $10 haulers get a moonshot. My boy AJ says, had the right week to go up against a league mate who had Allen, Davis, Stack. Post-trade deadline in 14-team PPR with JT and C. Patterson at running back. Pickups for next week. I'm rostering P. Ryan and Hilliard. We don't have a pickup list for next week yet, bro. I can show you last week's ad drop list, which should carry over some guys, and then we'll have new guys pop up. So Zonovan Knight, we don't know. Ty Johnson, one of those guys could emerge over everybody else, or they could both be used and it'd be meaningless. Benny Snell could be the guy, and we all think it's going to be Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren, you need to pick up Jelani Woods at tight end. If you had Knox go out there and drop a nothing burger, well, now you got Jelani Woods if you need to pick him up. So Jermichael Hasty, Alexander Madison, Kyra Williams, these guys will all help carry you right now with ad drop questions and such. So appreciate you. Thank you for your $10 hauler. Let me know if you need anything else. TMT with a $10 hauler. $10 haulers get moonshots like that man right there. TMT. Love this show, Smitty. How much I love how much you're online. Thank you. The online show loves how much you're online, pal. You're the man. Who would you play in your flex? Rachaad White, Miles Sanders, Jeff Wilson, Pacheco, or Olave? Trust your gut. It's very close, so if you say Rachaad White, I want you to stick with Rachaad White. It's close enough to where I don't want to influence you. It's so close. Like Pacheco is somebody that I'm looking at. It feels like safest, but Rachaad White I like the most, but he feels like he's got a little bit of uncertainty around his carries, right? I don't think Leonard Fournette being back means he's on the bench. That's kind of why I get, you could say, riled up when people talk about Leonard Fournette. He's back. Like someone comes in the chat every 5-10 minutes. Leonard Fournette's ready. It's like, I get it. Like he's going to dip into his workload, Rachaad White's workload a little bit, but White could still be the absolute man, so we'll see. I guess Pacheco could be safest, but then again, I don't know that KC workload seems to be like shaky at times during the game, and then the stats are there for him. So I trust your gut. I don't want to change your mind at all. I want you to roll with what you were going to roll with, because I'm close enough that you could nudge me over the fence just by getting excited about him. Like I could get behind it. Bro. Panic on Ramondre. I mean, he had 13 something points, bro. in a bad game script where the offense couldn't move the football down the field? Are we worried about the Patriots being an inept offense that can't score a lot and get him in scoring position? Yeah, but he averaged 5 yards per carry. One of the fumbles was not his fault. The other fumble was. The receptions, the garbage work, they clearly trust him when they have to go into 2-minute drill and end of game mode, to try and score the football. I like what I saw at Ramondre in some ways tonight, given that the offense looked so bad and he still did good. In some ways, I'm less worried, but then I think about the offense and I'm not real excited about it. Smitty, would you trade Jamar Chase and Miles Sanders for Kamara and Mike Evans? I probably would. Yes. Jamar's on a potential pitch count this week, and we don't even know what he's going to look like the rest of the season. Give me the off chance that Mike Evans blows back up and has a strong finish, and then give me Kamara. I probably take the Kamara Mike Evans side. It's just safer, bro. A lot of people might disagree with me too, but that's how I feel. Bro, Ramondre looks so good, just rough game. Yeah, exactly, Foos. He looks phenomenal whenever he's playing. He's an absolute monster. He's a truck. He's an absolute truck. Game script out for Gabe Davis-Stevenson. I kind of was afraid of that, but it's my team, and I drafted to the moon. Well, Gabe Davis didn't have the worst game ever. It could have been a lot better, but, a touchdown, you can't really complain. I would have loved to have had more than, what do you have? Gabe Davis ended up finishing in PPR with 3.5, almost 10 points, about 10 points. Not the worst game ever, but certainly could have used more. What's your best record in a league? Ever? I don't know. I'm sure I've had one loss or undefeated team at some point in my career. As far as this year, I've got several teams that are 1 and 2 losses. One's a couple, mostly almost everything I do is an expert league. One of them, I'd say one of them's with some NBA players that I love. I love stomping these guys into the ground. It's got Ryan Hollins, and it's got one of the world's most fittest men, Bobby Maximus. It's got a bunch of NBA players in it, mostly former NBA players. Udonis Haslem, I think he's still in the NBA. Ryan Hollins, Brennan Haywood. It has what's his name? Quentin Richardson. It had a Gilbert Arenas in it, but he ended up leaving. He drafted awful. He's awful at fantasy football. But that one I'm in. I have a few that I'm in first, and then I have some leagues where I'm barely going to make the playoffs. In the Throne League, we're pushing to make the playoffs, but we lost Breece Hall. We lost Javonte Williams in a lot of the leagues. Like a lot of my leagues, I lost Breece Hall, Javonte Williams, Jamar Chase, and St. Brown, for a majority of the year. So I'm still trucking along in a lot of them. But I would say those are the leagues where I do not own all those guys, where I don't have the 10-11 win record, but I'm firmly in the hunt because of guys like I love how Josh Allen's got the big hat on. Currently in playoff hunts because of guys like Walker and Stevenson and ETN just cleaning up. You know what I mean? Arizona knows nobody in the you don't know any of those NBA players. You don't know who Gilbert Arenas is, Arizona? You have no idea who Gilbert Arenas is? One of the better point guards. Let's see here. Point guard, shooting guard. 1000% says LOL. Welcome, fellow mustard. King with a super chat here. King with a $4.99 holler. Appreciate you, King. 9-3 is ESPN Keeper League. Need to pick between Josh Allen, Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, Debo, ETN, Debo, and Jamar Chase. You got 2 Debos. So, Tough, what do you think? Need to pick between Josh Allen, Breece Hall. Okay. So, in a Keeper League, need to pick between Josh Allen. I don't know what, did you say how many? 9-3 in an ESPN Keeper League, need to pick between. You didn't say how many, so I'm going to go ahead and rank them. I'm going to say number 1, probably Kenneth Walker. Number 2, probably Jamar Chase. Or you could go Chase Walker, either one. But in that order, those are the top 2. Breece Hall might be number 3. Josh Allen or Breece Hall. I love both of them. Or no, actually ETN. Probably ETN, then... Probably Breece Hall, then ETN. Breece Hall, then ETN, then Josh Allen. in that order. So Kenny Walker, Kenny Walker. Oh wait, I think I mixed it up. Kenny Walker, Breece Hall, ETN, Josh Allen. I think in that. Oh no, Chase was the one. So Kenny Walker, Jamar Chase, Breece Hall, ETN, Josh Allen in that order. I don't know if that helps you. Hopefully it did. I think you just need me to rank them. So there you go, buddy boy. Start Evans, Pittman, or Kamara, or Pacheco at flex. I think you got to start Kamara. I don't think I could sit Kamara. I like Evans and Kamara, but I think sitting Kamara could. I don't think you can do it at this point. You drafted him where you drafted him. There's definitely risk involved, clearly. Start 4 full PPR: ETN, Swift, Pacheco, Rachaad White, Christian Watson. I'm gonna go with ETN. I'm gonna go with Christian Watson, and I'm gonna go with. God, I want to go Swift so bad. Pacheco and Rachaad White probably, or Pacheco and Swift. I'd sit one of those running backs. I don't know. Let's have the chat vote. What are we thinking? Swift, Pacheco, White. Can you guys rank Swift, Pacheco, and White? Please rank Swift, Pacheco, and White for Michael, so Michael can get the best advice possible from a big group of people that can give their opinions, and he can collectively take those and say, hey, this is the best advice I could get. Thanks again for your super chat, my guy, King. Derek, Watson, or Dak? I'm going to go, again, Dak for safety. Watson if you want to go high risk, high reward, Derek. There's just no other way to answer that question. I wish I could answer it, but it's even Steven type of thing, bro. Just high risk, Watson, and safety, Dak. I think I got to everybody's super chat. Michael, appreciate you. AJ, appreciate your $10 hauler. I think I'm caught up on those. Let me know if you guys have anything else, and I will definitely hit it. Sit Swift, White, Pacheco. Just not Swift, says Blake. Sit Pacheco. Sit Swift. White all day. Sit Swift. Yo, Smitty. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one, broski. ETN, Watson, White, Pacheco, Swift. There you go. That's a good ranking there. I'd probably say that ranking looks pretty legit, but part of me wants to go Swift so bad. Maybe you wait a week on Swift. All right, dial.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into the show, people. Fournette or White, you got to go White. White's the starter right now, as far as we know. Unless we're told different, it feels and sounds like, and everything that I've been told, that Rachaad White was essentially benched. Man, that Patriots Stadium is empty already. That is crazy. Sit Swift, says Biscuits. White over Fournette, says Blake. Walker. Let's see, where's that? Walker, Fields, if he keeps practicing. Yeah, you guys, if you have Fields, please start him. You know, if he goes. You know, you're not sitting him for a quarterback that's ranking like 7 to 14. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You're going to feel okay watching Fields rumble and stumble all over the field. If he's in there, you got to play him. Is there risk of re-injury or him sitting or something, like, you know, going out there and then not feeling right and sitting? Probably, but is there risk of him going out there and exploding and you feeling sick to your stomach? Yeah, there's probably more risk of that. Pacheco, ETN, White, Pacheco, Watson, Swift. Thank you, Travis, for voting on that one. Dak or Fields. You know the answer to this, Eric. I said it the whole 7 p.m. show. I've said the whole show so far. I don't trust Swift with Williams getting a lot of touches, says Logan. I do hear you. I do understand you. Alex, you know the answer to this. I'm no longer answering this question anymore. I've said it 1,000 times in a row, and you guys should know better at this point. You should know better at this point. ETN, bench the rest, says Mitch. Smitty the GOAT, thank you, Raul. I appreciate you. Hit me with the questions. 150 of you in here. Only 64 thumbs up. Punch that thumb up button for your boy Smitty. Punch the thumb up button for your boy Smitty. Let's get these numbers up above 100 real quick if we could. Is Kamara a good running back for fantasy playoffs? I mean, you drafted him high. What are you going to do? Sit him? You can't even find him in your flex spot. I highly doubt that he's not a good flex option for you. You drafted him high. You know, you got to play him. You got to play him. Unless you have some crazy option you can explain. How do you sit Alvin Kamara from even getting into your flex spot? You know, just no way. Herbert or Fields, that's the only one where you can start saying, okay, you know, maybe we do look at Herbs, but Herbs would be safer. But I definitely could still start Fields if he's a full go. Daniel, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What's up?
Hey, Smitty, what's up?
What's up?
What's up? So, hoping I'm a genius, we'll see. I benched Allen because I'm going to start Watson. I know, but he only got 16.92 in my league, so could be a good thing. I mean, I'm hoping for the hype, right? I'm hoping that it is the revenge game, and, you know, he doesn't have to be perfect, but it's Houston, so, you know. We'll see. I mean,
Allen did okay, 20 yards rushing as well, and you know, I think, you know, it could work out in your advantage, but we'll have to see, man.
Yeah, I don't need the win this week. I mean, this isn't a pet me call, so I don't need to give you my lineup or tell you my record, but let's just put it this way. I didn't need to play him this week, so I'm sitting good. Right. So I'm going with the upside. But my question, though, is flex. So right now I've got Walker and I got Warren just kind of tentatively in my second RB spot. Again, it'll depend on how things go. I got Pacheco as my flex, but other options, Zeke, Pittman Jr., and I still have Pierce, but I'm just not really kind of letting him. I think Watson's going to be the one in that game, so I don't know if I even want to try Pierce, even in a good matchup. I'm looking for more like,
depending on what we hear in terms of Warren, like if Harris is out and we get a good vibe that Warren's going to get a full workload and he's not hampered or on some kind of snap count himself, then I probably believe that Walker, Warren, and Pacheco are maybe, you know, I don't know. I really think Pierce could bounce back in this one, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And wouldn't that just be the thing? Because, you know, Watson comes back, everybody's talking about him, and then you watch. Pierce is the one that goes off in that game, keeps the ball out of Watson's hand. I could see it, you know, but
keep in mind keep in mind that Pierce has, you know, a lot to prove. Rookies hit all kinds of rookie walls. He may still be in that rookie wall like zone though for another game or two, or maybe he never bounces back at all, or maybe he just needed, you know, he had a little bit of a week off in a sense carry wise, so maybe he comes out fresh and they pound the rock and it's not his fault, you know, and the problem is, you know, he's getting hit before he even gets back to the line of scrimmage, which is crazy when you look at the stats for that. He has negative yards per carry before contact, and it's just like that shows how good he is, how aggressive he is, that he's able to muster up positive yardage at all. But, you know, if they don't fix it, then he still continues to struggle. Zeke's like a safe play. Pacheco and Warren are the more exciting plays. Pierce is hard to sit. I might say Walker. Pierce and Pacheco. That might be what I roll with. But let's see what the chat thinks. Pacheco, Pierce, and Zeke.
I had Zeke in there. You know, again, I kind of play with my lineups. I kind of sit, I look at it, and of course I'm also watching what's going on in the news. And I had Zeke in there as my flex because, you know, he's the magic, you know, 1-yard touchdown. Hey, that's always an option. But then I kind of saw with Warren, you know, he's got the full clear. Najee still hasn't practiced, so it kind of made me flip it around a little bit.
I like Warren a lot, but I don't know that he's going to necessarily Everyone's just assuming he's going to come out and explode, but keep in mind that you know,
Yeah.
he's in a change of pace role when he looks good, and that's usually when a defense is expecting different play calling, and so a lot of change of pace guys look really good, and they get more yards per carry than anybody expects, and then they get in there and they don't really thrive. But like, is the fact that Harris has struggled all year, do we really think that it's Najee? You know, it's all Najee. He's looked good at times, or do we think that it's just the offense? It's not going to allow him. It's not going to allow a running back to explode.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Falcons are a good matchup, though, so it's like this could be the game where it's just unfair to Harris. You know, like if Harris were to be in there, he'd explode. I don't know. Let's see what the chat thinks. Pacheco is a go for sure. I could agree with that. So it really comes down to Warren, Zeke, and Pierce. Play Zeke over Pierce, says Jet Gaming. You have to start Kamara. That's a different question.
I do want to give you props, though. I didn't actually call in until now, but from last week, the two things you recommended hit big for both my team and my wife's team in our other league. So I went with Pacheco over Pierce, I think, and then for Kamara, we sat Kamara for Rashad White.
Oh, nice.
Both hit. We both won last week. So,
nice. Congrats. Congrats.
If you're a first-time listener, yeah, Smitty knows his stuff.
Nice. Attaboy. So everyone's saying it's split. Zeke, Pierce. Najee's just not explosive. Pacheco, Pierce, Zeke, Warren in that order. I'm going to go Pierce and Pacheco for me. But, like, if you have any reservations about Pierce and you don't want any risk involved, then take Pierce out. Like, there's definitely a high-risk, high-reward situation here.
Yeah.
I would say Zeke is your safest. Warren is your highest risk, highest upside. Pacheco and Walker are locked. So it's actually, Pierce is your highest risk, highest reward. Warren's higher risk than Zeke, but maybe safer. And Zeke is just steady Eddie. I wish there was an answer, man. I'd be forcing it. It'd just be making something up. It's just one of those calls.
Well, it's good. Like I said, this isn't a week that I need to win. This is the week where I just need the rest of my league to understand they're playing against a madman. I mean, I sat Allen for Watson, right? So
can I ask you a question? Did you watch the game, or
Sure.
were you out or something? You didn't need to watch it.
No.
How do you that takes a lot? That takes a lot of discipline, bro. To like sit Josh Allen, then watch him. Like, people will do that when they're going to be out and not watching the game. They'll be like, I'm not going to be watching the game, so I'm going to sit, and that's fine. But you actually watched the whole game, and
yeah.
That's unbelievable, bro. I wouldn't have sat him. I wouldn't have sat him. I couldn't.
Well, again, I never told you this, but I got Watson probably, I think, week 11. I think about a week or two before it was kind of like last call for him, you know, with trades and things like that.
Yeah.
I picked him up early, and I was like, you know what? I don't even need this guy, but I don't want anyone else getting him. I figured, okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I get to week 13, I'm going to use him. You know, I'm going to unleash him. And I knew where my record was, so I'm like, hey, well, you know.
But
Watson may only get 11.
There's a decent chance you're right because, you know, Allen didn't explode. But what if he comes out and looks, you know, awful, rusty? I don't know. We'll see. But hey, you don't need to worry about it. You don't need to win this week anyway. So nice job, and call me back next week when you got a dilemma.
We'll do. Appreciate it.
Later, bro.
All right.
Chris, you're on here. Chris, what's up? You're live.
What's going on, Smitty?
What's up, my man?
Nothing much, man. Hey, I don't need any advice. I just want to come on and say I came on to the show, signed up for the program with all the texting when I was 0-5. Been listening. I've been buying low and getting high by listening to your advice. I've gone 6-1, and now I basically just got to win out, but it's looking good with the team that I got.
Nice,
and,
bro.
Just want to say thank you, man. All these people need to be listening to Smitty, man.
Hey,
appreciate mashed potatoes right there.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate the kind words, and I'm glad to have you a part of the community more than anything. You know, we got an awesome community here. We're taking this thing to the top. I'm glad you're a part of it. Hit that thumbs up button if you're watching right now, so we can get this video even more exposure on YouTube. But yeah, man, it's big things are in store for 2023. I can tell you that right now. If you've never been with me during the off season, like I don't mean to say this in a negative, like it's kind of an underhanded compliment to myself here. I'm like ripping on my in-season content here, and I feel like we do better in-season content better than anybody. But when it comes to the off season, I go absolutely crazy. And it is because there's endless amounts of content. During the in-season, you can imagine from my perspective, from like a programming perspective, it's start bench advice, it's, questions, it's more start bench advice, it's waiver wire, it's panic chamber, and it's this structure that allows me no deviation and creativity. And every once in a while you see a video pop in like, here's a 2023 running back video. That's what I'm itching to do every single minute of the day. So get ready. January 1, it's going to be off the hook, man. Or really as soon as the Week 18 season ends. But January 1, all the 2023 stuff drops on thefantasyfootballshow.com. The bold predictions drop, at least 2 or 3 or 4 of them for 2023. So it's going to be unbelievable 2023. I'm going to hit things differently than before. We're going to attack risk differently. We're going to try and get in the mind of risk versus reward a little bit better. We're going to do a lot of psychology in fantasy football more than anything else. So you'll enjoy it, bro.
Well, can't wait, man. Can't wait. Love it. I mean, I watched maybe one video before I even went 0-5. It was about Travis Etienne, and he's just been on my bench, and he's just been going to the moon, and, man, it's paying off now.
Attaboy.
Oh, man, it's paying off.
Yeah, we had a lot of people, and unfortunately Pierce fell off, but he could bounce back. But Pierce was cut after week 1. Everybody was like getting rid of Kenneth Walker, but he's getting rid of Etienne. I admit a lot of the early predictions, they had slow starts to them, but they've been doing well. I just wish we could have all enjoyed Breece Hall. Like I knew, like Javonte Williams got taken, I finally accepted it. But to lose Breece Hall and Javonte, and to still do as well as the show's done in general, prediction-wise, like, I just can't imagine what kind of season the majority of my followers would be having if you guys didn't lose Breece Hall, you didn't lose Javonte Williams, you haven't had Jamar Chase out for a significant amount of time. It, like, eats me alive thinking about how much domination was in store for you guys and how your league mates didn't even know what was about to hit them. It's frustrating. I'm not going to lie. It's hard to let it go. Breece Hall going down, it's hard to let it go. That guy was not just for me or for the show or for the predictions, but because this guy was, you look at a guy like Danian Tomlinson that has a long career with no ACL tear or significant season-ending injury really to show for, and then you see a guy like Breece Hall come out and just like, it's crappy luck, and you hate to see the guy get hit with a roadblock. But I'm real confident. I have no evidence for this. This is gut instinct talking here. And just experience with how old a player is when they tear it, how good they looked, how strong they look, how good their work ethic is, all that stuff, and the opportunity. I just have a strong feeling that Breece Hall, unless he suffers some sort of setback that's unforeseen, I have a feeling we're going to hear this guy's on some miraculous pace of recovery. He looks amazing already. He's cutting earlier. He's running earlier. And he ends up, being absolutely phenomenal as for his first year back, more so than anybody expects. Because ACL tears coming back are a tough road. The only indicator you have is, are they ready when they go out onto the field to play? And whenever a player, even a wide receiver, but mostly a running back, whenever they push it and they're barely ready, it never ends well. Look at J.K. Dobbins. It never, ever ends well. Look at Barkley. Look how good Barkley is this year. Look how bad he was last year. It never ends well. So even I, Breece Hall supporter number 1 in the world, if Breece Hall comes out slow or his recovery's behind and they're pushing him to get on the field in week 1 and he's not like quite ready, even I will be cautious about it. But I have a feeling he won't be.
Yeah. Well, I got one other thing. I remember like 3 weeks ago, I know you were talking about Nixon and to sell him high, and I think I made the best trade of my life was I traded Nixon and Michael Pittman for Josh Jacobs and St. Brown, and man, has that paid off 3 weeks ago. and it has been after the 55-point game, and it's been the best trade I've done so far.
St. Brown's amazing, bro.
Oh yeah. Well,
All right, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you. Later. All right, so dial into the show. Is my board not working anymore? What's going on here? Well, my buttons, my board, nothing's working. It might take a second. Hold on. I think I have to reset something. Dial into the show. Lost Brees Hall and Cup. Was 8-0 at that point. Sorry to hear that, champ. That sucks, bro. I feel bad for everybody.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Feel bad for anybody that lost a significant amount of people to injury. You know. John, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What can I do for you, John?
Hey, I don't know if you heard this or not, but Jalen Warren isn't injured anymore.
Thanks for the breaking news, bro. Appreciate you.
I was calling and messing with you.
Yeah. Hey,
I got a quick question.
Brian, hang tight. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, someone sent me a trade offer. Would you trade Treylon Burks for Latavius Murray? And I got Treylon Burks. And you know my running back situation is not the best.
I mean, if you need a running back really, really badly, I think
I do if Jalen Warren plays.
Oh, okay. If Jalen, yeah. I mean, I'd probably hold Burks, bro.
Well, if Najee doesn't play, yeah.
I'd probably hold Burks.
I still got Gus Edwards. Yeah, I saw Gus Edwards, and I got Foreman coming back. So.
I think someone dropped some. Hold on one second. We got 20 YouTube exclusive memberships dropped by Russian collusion, going to Trone Force, Blake, Bryce Long, Noah E, Ed M, DJ Meat Missile, Feather got one, Willis got one, Koff got one, John SP got one, Let's Go Buffalo, Connor Long, Jeremy. There more people got it, but appreciate Russian collusion doing that.
To the moon.
Russian collusion to the moon. Absolute monster. Let's give a stand. Okay. Sorry, where were we?
Oh, and I got one more quick question. So I got Jerry McKinnon on my bench, and I'm seeing he's hurt, so I'm thinking of picking up. What do you think about James Robinson? I see him on my waiver wire.
James Robinson? I don't think much about him, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Yeah, Michael Carter's been getting all the. Well, he had 13 touches with Buffalo, and then he played New England, and then they had that bye the last 3 weeks.
I'm just not feeling it with James Robinson, bro. That's not something I'm.
Yeah.
Collusion to the moon. Nice job, collusion. Stay classy, collusion. You're amazing.
Would you rather have him or I'm just picking up a crazy hand or Dontre Hilliard? I don't see lasting all year. I mean, it's replacing Jerry McKinnon. Yeah. And I really don't need receivers. I have like 4 or 5 top.
I guess I take 12
receivers.
Can you get Pollard? You know, maybe Pollard's being treated like this. I don't know.
No.
You never know, bro. Take a little stab. But Lat Murray's okay. It's okay. You need an RB. It's okay. But I feel like Burks can get you a little bit more. You know, I don't know what.
Yeah, but I just really don't see. I literally have Ayuk. With counting Ayuk, I have 4 top 16 receivers, with Ayuk being the worst one. On my team right now, and I have George Pickens on the bench, and I got Treylon Burks. Like honestly, I don't even really see me ever playing Treylon.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, get Lat Murray then. It's not horrible. All right, bro. Anything else?
All right. Nah. I
All right.
don't really mess with you.
Yeah.
Well,
hopefully,
Warren thing.
Hopefully Warren plays for you. Appreciate you. Later.
All right. Take it easy.
And now we have Brian and his little T. Higgins. Brian, how's it going, Brian? You thought I was going to forget, didn't you, about your little T?
I thought you were about to forget, Smitty. Oh, man. You got me, man.
Are you starting your T this weekend?
I am starting my little T.
The little T. Higgins. You got a little T. Higgins bobblehead in your car, don't you? Little T.
I'm working on the T-shirt.
What can I do for you? And you and T.
I appreciate it. Same question from last week. I got the 5 running backs that are all duds, and it's just been killing my week. But same question. I got Dalvin Cook, Cordell Patterson, Tony Pollard, Isaiah Pacheco, and Alvin Kamara. I got to start 3 of them.
I think people would kill for your running back situation, though.
Yeah. I mean, they'd be disappointed, but
Russian collusion dropping a $50 holler. Russian, the man, the myth, the legend, Smitty. You're the man, the hardest working, most informative content of any show. We all thank you, Smitty. No, we thank you, Russian. Russian collusion dropping madness tonight
the moon.
On the screen. Russian, appreciate you, good buddy. Sorry about that.
Russian dropped.
Russian, what a beast. What a monster. Let's keep that on screen for a minute, just because Russian deserves a little shout out.
Oh, yeah.
Russian, thank you, pal. As far as starting how many of these guys?
I got to start 3 of them.
Okay, so you got to start Dalvin Cook. You got to start Kamara.
Okay.
You just have to, man. We're late in the season. You know, you drafted these guys high. You got to roll with them. C. Patterson I like, but he's inconsistent, so let's cross him out. Pollard, he just kind of disappointed. So part of me feels like, you know, the only guy that's been doing well is Pacheco, so why stray from these 3 right here? You know, I love Pollard. I if we feel anything last minute with Pollard and Zeke, you know what I mean? Like Zeke's he gets banged up again or something happens. We'll obviously divert, you know, toward Pollard. But I mean, these 2 guys, Cook and Kamara, you have to play in my opinion. And Pacheco's been balling, so this feels like the move to make. If I was to make a change, I would be very tempted to throw Pollard in for Pacheco. Like if you're feeling your gut says, you know what, forget it. Pollard's the most talented of the 2, and he is. Pollard is. I'm just gonna go Pollard. Like I could totally get behind that. All you had to do is say it. I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. So it's close, bro. It's really close.
Sounds good.
I just think Pacheco's safer. What?
Pacheco safer. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. What about Lazard or Tyler Boyd? Kind of having trouble with that one too.
What's Lazard even doing? Like, I'm ashamed to admit, I have no clue. I have no clue what I don't even know what his stat line is.
I think he's having like a little fit. Like the new shiny toy came into town, and you know the whole team is corralling over the shiny toy that Christian Watson is, and then he's just fading into the background like a jealous
3 targets,
headed child.
3 targets, 2 receptions, 24 yards. I don't know that I can start that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably sit Lazard.
Sit Lazard for Boyd, Tyler Boyd.
Let's see what Boyd's been doing too, because the reason I say that is because Boyd might be the forgotten man. I could just see him scoring because Chase will be back, but I have a feeling Chase is going to he's either going to just catch a touchdown and we're going to all just like, thank God, but like his snap count going to potentially be, limited. Boyd's been Lazard and Boyd have been about the same. I think I probably do you
remember that game that Cincinnati had and Tyler Boyd scored like a 70-yard touchdown on the first play?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I had him on the bench, and I was like, my friend texted me, and I was just like, good Lord.
Do you have another option other than Boyd or Lazard? Like waiver wire option, anything?
Let me see here. I got Marvin Jones, DJ Chark, Chase Claypool. I got Elijah Moore.
Yeah, go Elijah Moore. Go Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would. Is the chat agree on that one, Elijah Moore? I find that Elijah Moore is always like the answer when I ask somebody who else you have and they give me this load of crap, crap load of players. They're just like no-namers, players you never even pick up. And then at the end, they're like, it's Elijah Moore, as if he hadn't had a little resurgence recently with Mike White showing up. There's
right.
There's reason to believe Elijah Moore is potentially a touchdown, major touchdown threat every game he plays with Mike White. So I'm so surprised that he was buried on your list there. And it happened. There's two guys I just talked to on my text line. They gave me putrid options. And I'm like, do you have anybody else? And they listed like a big list of guys. And they're like, oh, Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore, put him in. Put him in, coach. Put him in.
I like that.
Yeah, he scored.
He's still on waivers till December 4th, but I'll try to pick him up.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, wait, December 4th is Sunday, yeah, so, okay.
Maybe you don't get him. Maybe you get him in the morning.
Yeah.
I think that means you'll pick him up. You have to wake up bright and early, Buttercup. Set your lineup. Go get him. All right, bro.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
All right, thanks, Smitty. Appreciate it.
Later.
Happy holidays.
You too.
Thanks.
Elijah Moore. Poor Elijah Moore. Totally gets discarded, especially with White play more, says Matt. White loves him. And like I said earlier, Smitty didn't get the noti. Not a lot of people got notifications. It's because I go live so much. They only let you guys know once a day, I guess. I get one notification apparently right now. I don't understand what's going on. Maybe once we hit 20K, they give us 2 notifications a day. I don't know if there's some kind of unstated throttle that happens until you hit a certain threshold of subscribers. But even more so, why you should punch the subscribe button, people. And there's always a big number of people that watch that don't actually subscribe. They just search for me each time. You're helping your boy Smitty out a ton by just hitting the subscribe button and hitting the like button. So punch it. What about Corey Davis? Like, I'm embarrassed again. I don't even know Corey Davis was doing anything at all. Corey Davis, let's see. Corey Davis, am I wrong? Is Corey Davis relevant right now? I'm embarrassed right now. Corey Davis, 1 catch for 9 yards. I am no longer embarrassed. The week before, the week before that, 1 target, 0 catches, 0 yards. I am not embarrassed any longer. I was correct. Corey Davis, what? Let me get back to what I was saying. Corey Davis, what? What are we doing with Corey Davis? Why are we picking up Corey Davis? Elijah Moore is Antonio Brown, but not by. I don't know if he's Antonio Brown, Gabe, but I do like him a lot, and I'm disappointed, extremely disappointed in the Packers and the Chargers for not trading for Elijah Moore. But it could be a blessing in disguise now, because now he's got his boy Mike White throwing him footballs. And I said it before, I bet you anything he wouldn't be, even though the trade deadline is come and gone, he can't, be traded. Even if he could, even if you could say I could snap my fingers and send you wherever you want, he'd want to stay put. He loves Mike White. He wouldn't even want to go anymore. Sutton, Warren, Burks in the flex if no Najee or Jerry. Give me Burks for safety, Warren for high risk, high reward. And you got to kind of pick your poison there, Lunchbox. If you need a big swing, go Warren. If you need steady Eddie, go Burks, I guess. Kind of lean Warren myself if he's starting. Gabe, I think Antonio is far worse. Antonio's in trouble. Why are we even talking about Corey Davis? I don't know. It got brought up, and I was just like, I felt ashamed for a second because I'm like, I don't even know he's in the league. Is he doing anything? Is he? And then I pulled it up, and he wasn't doing anything. So I'm like, okay, I'm right. I think the question was, does he get revived because Mike White loves everybody? And I'd say maybe, bro, but probably not. Watch him score 3 touchdowns on Sunday. We're gonna be laughing at this one. Last time on this one, Smitty, I promise. Pick one trade. Anytime you super chat, you don't have to apologize for asking a repeated question. Okay, Travis, let's get that out of the way. Pick one trade. A.J. Brown, Rashad White for Adams. Or A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson for Adams. Let's bring it to the chat. A.J. Brown and Rashad White for Adams, or A.J. Brown and Garrett Wilson for Adams. You also have Moreau or Jelani this week. I'd rather have Moreau this week if I had to pick. Or what did that one guy call him again? Is Moreau? I can't even think of the way he said it. Morianu or something like that. Morianu. I'd go Morianu, aka Morianu. But if it's me, I'd rather have Rashad White over Garrett Wilson, I think. But can we get a vote on that? Who would you rather send away with A.J. Brown? And speak clearly. Don't just say a name because we won't know if you mean keep him or trade him. Who would you trade away? Who would you rather get rid of? Garrett Wilson or Rashad White? Because you're taking Adams. This is a must-do trade. Keep White. Thank you for being clear about that, Mitch. Depends on your team. He called him more longo. It depends on his team. Get rid of Wilson. Smitty, I work for you. No, I work for you, Rock Out. I think let's see. Trade away Wilson, Garrett Wilson, ship off Wilson. As much as we like Wilson, this is not a knock on Garrett Wilson. It's just White's a little bit more win a league potential. I like Garrett a lot though. But you're getting Adams. Do it. Get the RB. Get the combo of those players. Rock Out. Appreciate you dropping the super. I work for you. Jaime with the
To the moon.
$10 moonshot hauler. Jaime says, Mac Hollins, Deontay Johnson, Traylon Burks, Jalen Warren, pick one for the flex. Probably going to say, give me Burks. No, give me Jalen. Like we had this question earlier. Give me Jalen Warren for high risk, high reward. Give me Burks for steady Eddie. Like you just need a steady player to score, or if you need a big home run, you go Jalen Warren. I lean Jalen Warren if he's starting, but only if he's starting. Burks is safer. Hollins isn't bad, too. He's kind of safe, I guess. But Wilson or Olave this week, I assume you mean Jeff Wilson. Olave's probably a tad safer in PPR. But I will say that I'm very, very tempted to say Jeff Wilson because I know it's a tough matchup against the Niners, but I just feel like he's going to have a revenge game type of game against the team that traded him away. And he probably has no ill will toward him, but I think that Mike McDaniel will want to make it an emphasis and a point that his run game is the architect of the run. And I have a feeling that it's just going to be a big day it could be a big day for Wilson. It's a tough matchup. So I lean Olave, but I really want to tell you it's not Jeff Wilson. It's Garrett Wilson? Okay. Then it's going to be Olave for me, but very close. Very close. I'm glad I got to talk about Jeff Wilson anyway. So, it's okay. I'm sure it helps somebody. Vamp with a $5 hauler. Are you going to approach next season's strategy based on anything this year? General question, but anything stand out? It's a good question, but it's best player available. It's always going to be best player available. It will never change. What will change is what in my mind is the best player available. I think wide receivers and quarterbacks will be heavier valued to me. So best player available will end up being those guys more often than not. So it's a great question. And I think in a sense you will see a little bit of a shift toward me pushing more people toward early quarterback and me pushing people toward wide receiver. But early wide receiver will have a lot of values of running backs falling into the second round. You might see me talk a lot about trading down into multiple second-round picks this year. I think I'm going to be very, very into that idea. So you're going to see a lot of draft pick trading videos this year. Pacheco, B-Rob, and Foreman on the wire. Drop Swift for who? I'd probably rather have Swift if this is a flex or later spot, bro. I don't think I can drop Swift. I like Pacheco a little more right now, but like I don't think I can drop Swift. If you have to play this player now, you need production now, I would say Pacheco, but I don't know that I can tell you to physically drop Swift. I just can't. Week 14 is going to be tough. A lot of buys. Yeah, rock out. You're right, bro. Mark Cleveland.
To the moon.
The $10 holler. Mark Cleveland's the man. Trade Connor and Gabe Davis for my T. Higgins, my little T Higgins and Paris Campbell and Judy. Can you guys please vote on this in the chat, please? Can you say Connor, Gabe Davis, or Higgins, Paris Campbell, Judy? Can we vote on this one? I think this is a tough one, Mark. Obviously, we've talked about it, but I wonder if the mediocre game for Gabe Davis, he still scored though, but is going to have people leaning toward Higgins. So let's see what the vote is. Please vote Higgins side or Gabe Davis Connor side. Please vote for Mark Cleveland. How many times you go live tonight, says Tater Toddy. I mean, bro, we go live at midnight every single Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So this is not new, my dude. This is not new at all. Can we get a vote here? Connor side, Lenny, Higgins side, Connor. Wow. Even after Gabe Davis didn't explode, Connor's still leading this vote. And if we go to my Instagram, I put this poll up, and I think we need to start doing this. Anybody that drops a $20 hauler on here, I'll put a poll up for you on Instagram. Any $20 hauler, I'll put a poll up on Instagram for you. And Mark Cleveland has a poll up, and there have been 206 votes so far, and I didn't put it up that long ago, for James Conner, and 120 votes so far for T. Higgins, Paris Campbell. So that vote is 63 to, let me send this over to me and I'll put it on screen. But Mark, I think that's a pretty darn good, it's well over 300 or 400 votes or whatever it was. I forget what I just said. But I think it's pretty safe to say that Connor is the overwhelming winner, though. Connor side. Here's the vote, Mark. So the vote is 63% Connor, 37% T. Higgins. And again, there were 206 votes for James Conner, Gabe Davis, and 120 for T. Higgins. So well over 325 votes. That's a pretty good sample of people voting. So hopefully that helps you, Mark. Appreciate you, Mark Cleveland. You are the man, the myth, the legend. Mark Cleveland is in the house. Go, keep your you can't get your little T. Higgins, but keep your little James Conner and Gabe Davis. But Mark, trust your gut, because honestly, it could go either way, man. It really could. Thomas, 10-team PPR, Kyler, D. Watt. Oh, we got another $20 hauler here. This one was by Russian Collusion again. Jeez. Collusion dropping wads all over. Smitty Grant's Tomlinson League. Look like Grant is going to lose. Who is winning Grant's Tomlinson League? Let's go look. Who's winning that? Who's winning so far? Because Grant's giving away an autographed Tomlinson jersey to the winner of Win Grant's Tomlinson League. Let's take a look at who's winning that league so far. Michael K. CPA, who's winning that league? So far, it is Team Noah PW, then SoCal Zach, then Grantland. Grant is in third place in that league. Take Grant's Tomlinson playing for the autograph framed LaDainian Tomlinson jersey. So far, it's Silver in the lead. Silver, then DJ Meat Missile, then Rock Out, then Team James Conklin. I believe that's correct. Yeah. So, wow. It's a close little race, but so far, actually, it's not a close race because this is going by total points, and Silver's got a 100-point lead over DJ Meat Missile. Rock Out's third. Let me send the standings over here. And we'll put them up on screen here. This is Grant's in sixth place though, so that's good on Grant to be competitive in his own league. But let me send this over to my computer and drag it on screen here. Hold on one second. Your boy Smitty is I'm falling behind in that league. I think I'm about a little bit below middle of the pack on that one. Here we go. This is the standings here. The standings so far for the Take Grant's Tomlinson jersey. Look at Rock Out. Look at James Conklin. Look at Blackbeard. And Grant, number 6 in his own league. Nice job. Thank you, Russian Collusion, for the super chat, my guy. This next question I got to go back to was Thomas. Thomas's 10-team PPR. Kyler, Deshaun Watson, Tyreek, Higgins, Hollywood, Olave, Garrett. Is this team good enough to win it 10-1? Well, you're 10-1, so clearly you got the squad, bro. Yeah, I mean, Higgins, Tyreek, Olave, then Garrett Wilson is your fourth, or Hollywood is your fourth, however you want to look at that. Jeff Wilson, C-Mac, Dalvin Cook, Kelsey. Absolutely, bro. That you didn't trip and fall into a 10-1 record. That's quite a squad. That is quite a squad. Nice work, nice drafting, nice team. People are fearful of that squad. Ed dropping a $2 hauler. Flex Jeff Wilson, Kirk, Lockett, Pickens, Sanders. Give me Jeff Wilson in that revenge game to prove to the Niners. Or it's a double revenge game because you got McDaniel, Miami Mike, and his running back. He acquired the running back from the Niners. They traded away Jeff Wilson, and both Miami Mike and Jeff Wilson is going to be a special revenge tour game for him. And I think that Miami Mike and Jeff Wilson together will want to prove that they can run down the throats of the Niners, pretty impressive defense. And I don't know that it'll happen, but they're going to certainly try. Somebody pick one, Zay Jones, Pickens, or Sutton. Give me Zay Jones off of 11 catch, 150 yards roughly. Roy, appreciate you, Roy. Roy, here we go. Let's go to Roy's room. Let's go to Roy's room right now. Roy, in week number 13, you ask me a question. You tell me to pick Zay, Pickens, or Sutton. Go Zay Jones, Roy. Roy. Psst. Thank you, Roy, for the super chat. Appreciate you. What an honor Roy has his own segment. 225 people in here, only 127 thumbs up. We have 140 now. 140 thumbs up. Please punch that thumb up button. Appreciate you, Roy. Charles, start Patterson, Warren, or Knight at flex. Knight's interesting, but we don't know what's in store. Warren's interesting. He's probably the higher risk, higher reward play. But I kind of lean C. Patterson. But he's been more dynamic in other ways than on the ground for the running attack. So it's kind of risky to keep banking on him. But I feel like I would go Cordero Patterson, especially if you get like points for return touchdowns and such. But it is a tough one. I would say Warren's safer than C. Patterson, actually. I would say Warren is safer than C. Patterson, assuming he's starting. C. Patterson's riskier with more upside to explode. You don't have 2 or 3 TD game. Castro, who should I start? 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a wide receiver, running back, tight end flex. 2, 2, and 1. I would go with Pollard and Rashad White at running back. I would go with, good Lord, this is hard, bro. I guess I would go with Devontae Smith and Boyd at wide receiver, and I think I would go with Cordero Patterson at flex. But it's a really tough call, bro. Those are all very, very close. And I would say trust your gut if anything's screaming at you. How many times you go live, Tater says again. A lot, bro. We go live a lot on this channel. We don't hold back. What that says, Smitty sounds like one of my college professors. He knows everything about his industry. I wish I did, but I appreciate the compliment. If I knew everything about everything, I would have known everything that happened, and I don't. But I appreciate you. Have to sit 1, Eckler, Henry, Chubb, JT. Okay, Rick, you and your bar sheet that you filled out where you get to pick anybody. I can select everybody. Who do I unselect in the you can pick anybody bar sheet pick'em contest? Because this can't be even a 4-team league, bro. I suppose you sit JT. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sit JT, Rick. And congratulations if you drafted that in anything above a 4-man league. You absolutely crushed it. Absolutely smashed it, bro. Jeez, bro. Unbelievable. I think I've got all of the super chats out of the way. If I missed anybody's super chat, please let me know. Say, hey, Smitty, you missed my super chat. Please say that exactly so that I can find it. Promo Codem says Vamp. Let's go back to the phone lines.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in. Dial into thy show. I traded for JT. Rick, you did a great job. How big is your league, did you say? Jeff Wilson in revenge game or Rashad White this week? I like both of them, man. I mean, I guess Jeff Wilson, but really, really tough. I think I've gone back and forth on that one, to be honest with you. Travis says the quote of the day: if I knew everything about everything, I would have known everything that happened. Said a wise man once on a live stream. Peanut Butter says I'm a monster. Attaboy. Smitty, you missed my super chat. All right, let's look for it. Wilbur, appreciate you. I'm sorry I missed that. Wilbur says pick 2, flex, PPR, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Pacheco, Palmer. Appreciate all the live streams. The live streams appreciate you, Wilbur. Deontay Johnson, Garrett Pickens, or Isaiah Pacheco, Garrett Pickens, George Pickens. Brain fried. Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Isaiah Pacheco, or Joshua Palmer. Pick 2. I'm going to say Pacheco and Pickens for me. Pacheco for sure, and then Pickens and Palmer, you could mix and match that, bro, based on how the wind's blowing. But if I had to pick, that's what I'd pick. Thank you for reminding me I missed your super chat. If I missed anybody else's, please let me know. Who, that, what that, Jeff Wilson or Jamal? Jamal's a tiny bit safer, I suppose. That's a tough one, though. I mean, it's a tough matchup for Jeff Wilson, but Jamal's a tiny, itty-bitty safer, bro. Punched that trade offer, traded AJB and Wilson for Devontae and Hasty. I like it. It's great. You got Hasty and ETN coupled together. Nice move. Get Adams out there. His bags have been packed. Get him on over down to your town. Unpack the bags. Show him around. Bijan or Brian. Bijan's the number one rookie running back, bro. And to me, it's not even close. Cook or Burks. Cook, is that Dalvin Cook or Burks? If it's Dalvin Cook, yes. If that's Brandon Cooks or Burks, I'm going to go Burks. But if that's Dalvin, what are we doing here? Sound is not working. I don't know what you're talking about, AC. Bijan is the truth. He is. Kyron this week or Wilson Jr., easy call for me. Anything can happen, bro, but it's Wilson Jr. by a mile for me. For me. Love ETN, though. He's coasted me. Yeah, he left people hanging last week. Bijan over everyone. Exactly, Blake. That's what I'm trying to say. James Cook. Well, I mean, be clear about it, Matthew. There's a lot of Cooks out there, bro. James Cook or Burks. Give me Burks, baby. But James had a good day, you know. I guess give me Burks, but it's close, bro. It's close. I mean, this is obviously for the next contest, right? Godwin or ETN in the flex. How do you sit ETN? You know, until there's a reason to be concerned, don't be concerned. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate your super chat, but they say he's playing, you know. If you're worried and you don't believe the reports or whatever, Godwin's not bad. It's safe. AC says, good now, must have been on my end. Yeah, I think it was, AC. I've been live for an hour and 16 minutes. If there was no sound, I would know about it. Smitty, you've been live for an hour and 16 minutes. There's been no sound. Smitty, you have no sound. Thank you, AC. Appreciate you. ETN 30 touches. I wish. He's fine. He wanted to go back in. This is the team being overly cautious about his foot. Smitty, you've been live for an hour and 17 minutes with no sound. Well, you're doing pretty good with 143 thumbs up and over 200 people still in the building. That's pretty darn good for no sound. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Assuming you can hear me, what can I do for you?
I can hear you, Smitty. How are you?
I'm good. What can I do for you?
So I have a.
I appreciate you, AC, by the way.
Claim.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What?
AC what? Go ahead,
I was just saying AC to the moon. I want to make sure AC knows I'm laughing with him, not at him, and I appreciate AC. AC to the moon.
To the moon.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Don't be sorry. I appreciate your AC to the moon. I love your show. Smitty, you do it so right. You do it so well. Nonetheless, I have a waiver claimer. I'm dropping Mike Williams, wide receiver, Chargers, and trying to get Taysom Hill back.
Okay. You're dropping Mike Williams for Taysom Hill.
Yes. Because I'm done with Mike Williams.
Yeah, I mean you own Taysom Hill long enough, you'll be done with Taysom Hill too. but
Smitty, I owned Taysom Hill, then I traded him, then he got dropped, so now I'm taking him back up. So
yeah,
it's coming back around.
Yeah, so I want people to understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. And I want people to understand something about Taysom Hill. He's not doing well right now. I understand. But the reason I always talk about him is because he's like a degree away from becoming the quarterback in a tight end spot, and then all of a sudden you win your matchup because of Taysom Hill. He's a league winner. And if you can't afford to stash someone like that, I'm not asking anybody to go drop Rachaad White, go drop George Pickens, go drop, your only backup quarterback, go drop Tony Pollard. I'm not asking anybody to do that. But what I'm asking people to do, and this is, and don't worry, Max, a lot of people agree with you, and I went up against this all last season too. I went up against this the season prior. So Max, this is no unusual thing, and I'm not even mad at you. I'm not going to come at you or anything. What are you saying, bro, in the background there? What are you doing?
Me?
Yeah. What are you laughing? You're giggling over there.
I'm enjoying the Smitty.
Okay.
The Smitty goes Smitty. I'm sorry, dude.
No, you giggle away, bro. Giggle away.
You hit it so hard. You hit it so hard, dude.
I appreciate it, bro. All right, Hank, go ahead. You can continue to giggle in the background. I was just wondering what was going on. I didn't know if there was something wrong or whatever. But what I was saying was, Max, and to everybody that's saying that someone said it sounded like you're getting tickled.
I wish.
He wishes.
I wish I was getting tickled.
Maybe you get tickled by the show, bro. The show tickles you in just the right places. But look, Max and everybody that's coming at me saying, Hill, no, not Hill. I get it. We heard it all last year. But guess what happened? The year Taysom Hill went into the quarterback position, starting lineup for people as a tight end, people won their matchups because of it. And everybody got their panties in a bunch, and they started screaming, cheating, when all you're doing is you're playing by the rules, and you know that this guy's capable of switching positions. And if he switches positions on you, you could win a league. If he doesn't, who cares? It's your last bench spot. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm sorry. What was your name again? We gotta name you in the contact list here. What's your name?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm Bill.
Bill the Giggler.
Well, no, Bill's son. But I called you last week, and I gave you my whole roster, and I said, oh, my trade deadline is done. And you got upset, and you edited me out. So
I did? Wait, what happened? What did I do? Explain it again.
I called in last week, and I gave you my roster. It was fire.
Mm-hmm. And
I rechecked.
Bill,
yes.
Bill, we lost you.
I'm here, Smitty. I'm here. I'm sorry.
I like Bill. Bill's fun.
I know. I'm sorry, Smitty. It's been a long road.
Bill forgot where he was. Hey,
no, I remember it.
Bill,
Smitty, thank you so much.
Bill, are we calling him Mr. Giggles? Are we calling him the tickler?
I don't know. Hey, Smitty, what's the chat say? What does the chat say?
What are we nicknaming this guy? The tickler? I think the tickler sounds like a combination of somebody you don't want to go near, or he's just a good time.
Pickler. How about the pickler? You're the pickle.
The
we have Pierce, and we have ETN, and we have Rashad White. So it's a pickle. That's a pickle.
Bill the tickler.
The pickler.
Anyway,
yes, sir.
Bill tickles.
Smitty, thank you. Smitty, I found your show 3 weeks in this year, and every other show has dissipated and gone away because they cannot match up to just your consumption of the community.
Bill, I appreciate you. The chat loves you, bro.
I appreciate you too, Smitty.
The chat loves you. You're a legend already. You're not. People try and force being funny, but no, the tickler. You got to be original. You got to be authentic. You were. If it sounded like you fell asleep there for a second, what were you doing when you got pulled away?
I can never fall asleep.
Oh,
Smitty, I wait tables for a living, and I serve dry-aged steaks. So
ooh, steaks.
That's how we roll.
Nice, bro.
But I live in the public eye, and I come behind the curtain, and I scatterwaller just like the rest of us.
I appreciate you, man. We'll let you go for now.
I appreciate you, Smitty.
Yeah, call in anytime, Bill the tickler. We appreciate you, pal. Later.
Bill, thank you so much, Smitty. You really found a niche.
Thank you, pal. All right, later.
Thank you too, pal.
Bill the Tickler. I like that guy. He's funny. I'm just in the middle of talking and you just hear him giggling in the back. I need somebody like that to constantly laugh in the background, just kind of, I don't know. AC to the moon. All right, what else we got? Next caller. Unbelievable. We got a good group here. Hey, Smitty, you missed my super chat. I got Wilbur's out of the way. This is Rick, Godwin, ETN. Worried about the foot. Already got that one out of the way. Mark with the $5 hauler. Burrow, Walker, ETN. Chase, should I throw a game to keep Chubb, Mixon, White, Waddle out? 10-2. Got Burrow, Walker, ETN, Swift, Kamara, Chase, Ayuk, Pickens, Schultz, Kelsey, Tony. Should I throw a game to keep Chubb, Mixon, White, Waddle out? I don't know what that even means. Mark, can you clarify what you're even talking about? Should you throw a game? What do you mean? Or are we back to the collusion stuff? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Pasiago.
Asiago?
With the P. Just have the P in front.
Oh, Pasiago.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Hey, I was just giving a call. I had a trade that got vetoed about 2 weeks ago before the trade deadline.
I hate vetoes.
And I was pretty salty about it.
Who wouldn't?
And now I came down, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it.
I hate vetoes, bro. I think vetoes are ridiculous. Hit me with the scenario, Pasiago.
Yeah, so just to give you a little bit of background, the trade was between me and my girlfriend. This was the first year I let her in the league, and then on top of that, both of our teams were in about first and second. So she was doing really good for her first year. I wanted to trade away Joe Mixon, Mark Andrews, Rashad White to pair with her Fournette.
Okay, so first of all, let me just tell you here, trading with the missus is gonna get a lot of heat, bro. That's a lot of heat. I'm in Miss Smitty's work league, and I wouldn't dare trade with her. I just wouldn't want. I wouldn't want the drama. Number one, number two. Are you really gonna try and take her to the cleaners? And is she really gonna try and take you to the cleaners? So on the jump, bro, you have to either be doing an even Steven trade that makes both your teams better based on the balance of things, or somebody's making out, figuratively, in this deal. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand why there might be a little hesitation by people to accept a trade between couples in a league. But go ahead and give me the trade one more time. Mixon and what?
Yeah, so I was giving away Joe Mixon, Mark Andrews, Gabe Davis, and Rashad White to pair with their Fournette. I was receiving back Diggs and Kittle. I was trying to make it as fair as possible for that exact reason. I would want both of our teams to do well. And I don't think it was a bad trade.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, the Andrews and Mixon side, yeah, that's even. I was
thinking, but yeah, it got vetoed twice.
Yeah, that's even enough. That's even enough. But so they thought the Diggs side was way better.
Nobody could give me a straight answer, so I'm getting some new people in this league next year. But yeah, I wanted to throw that out there because I tried to make that as fair.
Can I ask you a question without using bad language and such, because we're trying to keep the monetization up on this one? Can I ask you a question? If you are promised a week's worth of every single day hanky panky, for a player, would you trade that player?
No, and that was what frustrated me the most, was because
this guy's straight as an arrow.
I could have there's
straight
people
as an arrow.
I could have there's for sure people I could have had collusion with, but I was like, no, I'm going to do it right. And then so the fact that it got vetoed for those exact reasons was more of a headache.
That if I was a commissioner, I'd ask you that question. I'd try and trap you and figure out what the deal is here. But this is ridiculous because it's a pretty good trade.
There's two of us. Yeah.
That's a good trade, bro.
All right, well, I appreciate it.
All right, man. Sorry I got vetoed, bro.
It's all good. I appreciate you.
Later.
I appreciate all the advice.
Yeah, bye. Man, that guy's straight as an arrow. He won't budge. You like how he didn't even like hesitate. He's like, no, no, gross. That's gross. What are you talking about? I don't know very many husbands that wouldn't, collapse to something, like that. Not to mention, like when I was in Miss Smitty's draft, and St. Brown's on the board, and she's like, "Who's the best player? Who's the best player?" And she was drafting right in front of me, half of the time, and I was drafting on the other side when the round would flip. But as every time she asked me who the best player was, I had to tell her, and I'm like, she's like, "Who's the best player at this point?" I'm like, St. Brown. St. Brown. What was his name? Kind of hoping maybe she misheard me. AJ Brown. St. Brown. And she drafted St. Brown in it. And, so ever since I look at St. Brown, like, he belongs on my roster. So, I don't know. Big difference between husband and girlfriend. True. Travis is onto that. All right, dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
That's a bad veto, though. That's a good trade. There's no the only reason you could say this needs to be traded or vetoed at all is because they just don't like that they're trading together. And let me say this: there is a possibility this is collusion in a small sense. Okay. And I know you guys are going to say, wait a minute, you just said there's, you hated vetoes, but literally they would work together better than anybody else to make the deal exactly the way that both teams needed it to be better. You know what I'm saying? So, like, can someone really tell me that there wasn't an advantage? But that's okay. I mean, it's not like it's collusion, but it's borderline unfair in a way. That two people that are going to make sure they no pun intended here, but massage this trade into a place where it helps both of them. And maybe he still gets hanky-panky. That guy didn't want to hold for that. He's like, what show did I call in? Hanky-panky. Oh, my God, hung up. Or maybe the missus was listening to him call in right now, and she's like, what are you calling into? Hanky-panky hotline. Mac Jones is not it. He's not it. You know what I'm saying, though? Like, if you're if I was trading with Miss Smitty, we could design the perfect trade that no one else would really be able to do. So there's some unfairness involved in a husband and wife or a girlfriend and boyfriend trading. There is. There's a little bit. I could see the argument. But at the same time, it's like in Miss Smitty's league, there's a lot of pretty much everyone's significant others in the league too. But you don't see any trades at all. There's no trades. I've offered 4 or 5 trades. They're still up. They're still up. I forget they're still up. 10-team league. I better go check them. Maybe let's go see what trade offers are still up in Miss Smitty's league. I believe they may have expired though. I think they expired. But no one ever responds. And I even put a message up on the message board and, asking a question once. There's very little activity. But I love this league because, I get to play in it with Miss Smitty and I want to dominate, the league. And looky here, reindeer, who's in first place? Oh, there's me at the top. and I lost some guys. I don't know if it was Javonte Embrice or just Javonte in this league. I forget which one. Damn, my super chat got ignored. It didn't get ignored. We're just trying to go through the motions here, okay? So I got you here somewhere. You're right there, pal. You're right there. You've been on the screen the whole time. I've been dealing with some phone calls and such. So hang tight. Here we go. Would you drop Pacheco to get Jermichael Hasty since you have ETN? I would not. This is a bad move because Pacheco is arguably a high-end running back 2 or medium-sized running back 2 right now, and you're getting a backup running back. So the answer is don't do that. Drop somebody else, bro. There's got to be a wide receiver you can drop, Josh. I'm sorry I made you wait, Josh. I'm sorry, pal. Watson or Fields. If Fields plays, Zach, you're starting Fields, okay? If Fields is starting, you're starting him. Appreciate your super chat, by the way. Kirk or Rashad White. Give me Rashad White PPR. This one is from Kirkwood. The Wood. Is Fields going to play Sunday? It seems like he's trending in the right direction, but could they sit him last minute and say, look, he's practicing. We want to get him out there and keep him moving and, learning and absorbing, right? Because he's still doing all that, but we're not going to play him. There's still a shot for that. I want everybody to know that. But if he plays, he needs to be on your roster in your lineup. Smitty, do you own any top 5 wide receivers across my 20-something leagues? I certainly do, Noah. In Miss Smitty's league, my team is absolute fire. It's I got hit with injury though. I forget it. I think it was Breece Hall and something else. But I got Burrow, JJ, Godwin, Walker, Kamara, Rashad White, Swift, Hopkins. I'm balling. I believe it's 12 team. Cleaned up in the draft. I even drafted Kamara, who I don't like the draft, but I had to tell Miss Smitty to grab all these players I like before me, so I got left with Kamara, but it was a 3rd round pick. I told everyone to wait until at least the 3rd round. I followed my own advice, but my team's straight fire. I'm 10-2 in that league. I've got the most points by a large margin. Miss Smitty's number 2 though. We're first and second place, doing the damage. Hopefully, a player in the finals so that we can guarantee the household brings home the bacon. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna probably all go to her anyway. Smitty, that sounds like a grandma league. It is. I'm proud to dominate it, bro. I'm not ashamed to admit I'll join a grandma league, clean up for some extra Black Friday spending. You know what I'm saying? Get a couple monitors in here. That's all right, bro. That's how we do it. Smitty, would you start Kyron or Gallup this week? Probably Kyron, but I don't love either option. 12-team PPR, I think you mean. 10-2 got Burrow, Walker, ETN, Swift, Kamara, Chase, Ayuk, Pickens, Schultz, Kelsey, Tony. Should throw a game. What does this mean? Can someone explain? I think he probably did respond, so let me pull this up. Marquez, this man, collusion all day. Mark, I'm still waiting for you to clarify on this. I don't see your response. I'm going to leave your chats up only so I can see your response. Right here, I don't know what you mean. Can you please clarify this question for me? This super chat is a $10 hauler from the man known as Work for What You Want. Okay? Moonshot to the man that works hard for a living. This guy. 10-team league. Evaluate my final roster. Kyler, ETN, Ramondre, Connor. Wide receivers, Waddle, Mike Evans. Tight end is Njoku. Cowboys, underdog most matchups. Yeah. In a 10-teamer, I would be lying to you if I said you were a little bit probably undermatched. You're going to be undermatched every game you play. But I will say that Ramondre and ETN and Waddle and Mike Evans are capable four that really could knock off, with Connor's help, with Kyler, if they all step up together, you can knock off one team at a time, baby steps, just keep winning, If you make the playoffs, I assume you'll make the playoffs. If you make the playoffs, I think you just got to hope like the number 1 seed gets knocked out in their first round match. And then I think you have a team that could somehow win it. You know what I mean? But like, is it the best team in your league? Probably not, but it's pretty decent. I mean, it's decent. It's definitely capable, I wouldn't bet on it to win, but I also wouldn't necessarily bet on that it wouldn't be able to win or go deep in the playoffs if things just fell just right, Like Ramondre gets fed, Connor gets fed. You can score a lot of touchdowns with that group if Mike Evans bounces back. Mark, I'm still waiting, my guy. I will circle back to you again. I just need you to clarify this question. Appreciate your super chat, by the way. Super chats, I think, are all caught up, minus that one, I think here. Trone Force, there's a new super chat. No, we got 3 new ones. Trone Force says, finishing strong, 7-5, third place, possibly first after this week. Fields, Diggs, Godwin, Barkley, ETN, Schultz, Cooper, Hollywood. Very good squad, my guy. Very good squad. If Fields plays, you need to play him. I like this squad a lot. I like that you got White and Fournette in case, White gets injured and Fournette comes bouncing back. Very capable. You got Hasty and ETN backed up nicely. Diggs, Godwin, very, very good squad. Tron Force, appreciate your super chat, my guy. Avi played versus Josh Allen, only 16 points. I'll take that. St. Brown to the moon. Let's go, Avi. Appreciate your super chat, Avi. Thank you very much. Castro dropping a super. Hey, Smitty, who should I pick up off waivers? Cobb, Watkins, Dobbs, or Bell? I don't like any of these options, man. There's got to be somebody better. In redraft, I guess Cobb. I don't know. Maybe Bell does. I don't know. In Dynasty, Bell. But I don't love those options, I'll be honest. There's got to be a better option. There's got to be. Appreciate you all dropping those super chats. And let's see if Mark says, just if I lose, it makes it harder for good teams doing a comeback to make the playoffs. Here's my thinking on this. I understand what you're saying, I think. I wouldn't take a dive at all because guess what, man? Karma knows what time it is, man. Karma does not forget. And you end up setting yourself up for the what you believe to be the right seeding, and you lose. And I find that happens like more often than not, like almost every time. If you try and manipulate the seeding in any way, you get bumped out in a way that you didn't expect to get bumped out. I don't know if anybody can raise their hand to that, but I can attest that if that's ever done, it usually backfires and karma takes care of it. I would just come out strong, bro. Show everybody what you've got. And if your team's the best team, you're going to win. If it's not the best team, then you won't win. You know what I mean? I think it, as Travis says, it bites you. It comes back to bite you every single time, bro, I find. And plus, don't you want to just drop fire every single time? Show people that, if I knew I could get a better seed in Miss Smitty's league, I just want to rain fire on everybody every single week, every moment. Don't mess around. Don't mess around. Drop your best players every moment. Zachary says it's a beta move. Go out and drop fire, bro. Always drop fire. Go down swinging. Fantasy gods don't forget, says Mr. TD. He's right. Never manipulate the seeding heavens, bro. They don't forget.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial into thy show. Take that, Grandma, says Mitch. Don't fear no one, says Chosen. Don't overfeed your betas. I was 6th seed last year and won it all, says Psycho. Yep. The person you think you're slotting against is going to have the biggest week of their life. You know what I'm saying? Think about it this way. I forget who asked that question, but how many times does the number 1 seed get knocked off and you get to face that lower ranked seed? You could have been that person that went up against the lower ranked seed and they had the career game, and you're gonna kick yourself. You're gonna be like, why did I mess with the? Watch this person. I feel like he's not gonna listen, and then watch him come back and say, "You're right. You're right, Smitty. I'm sorry I missed your call. Dial in again." Everybody wants Bill to call back. Bill, Bill, if you're listening, everybody wants you to call back, bro. You're a fan favorite already. You've taken Denny's spot. Somebody just made a roster move in Miss Smitty's league. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Not a beast, Smitty.
What's up?
There's a few players on waivers thinking about picking up. There's Zonovan Knight, Taysom Hill, or Deontay Johnson. Who do you recommend I pick up?
That's a tough one. I mean, like Deontay. Isn't it funny how I don't know if you guys remember when I was saying that Pickens was the number one wide receiver in Pittsburgh, and everybody flipped a gasket on it. This absolute insane reaction from everybody. Deontay, how could you say that about Deontay? Deontay's on waivers. Deontay's on waivers right now, and I don't even know if I can tell you to pick him up.
What the hell?
I'd probably go with Zonovan Knight.
What the hell?
What's up?
Smitty.
Yeah, Bill the Tickler. Watch the language, Bill. Bill the Tickler on. What's up?
Forgive my French. Forgive my French.
Okay.
Pardon my French.
Yeah, hey, hang tight for me real quick, Bill the Tickler. We got one caller on ahead of you, and I'm just helping him real quick. I would say Zonovan Knight if you need now production. I would say Taysom Hill if you want to try and win your league through a crafty, just home run swing, and you just wait on Taysom. Deontay's, I don't really care about Deontay.
Well, this week, it's kind of weird. The team I'm competing for to make playoffs, he's 8-3, but I'm playing in week 14, and then I'm gonna need a flex spot. Either like Traylon Burks or I don't know. Would Zonovan Knight be a better option?
We don't know. Week 14. We don't know. I mean, he's worth a grab, and maybe Carter's out another game or two. We don't know what Carter's status will be. Sounds like he'll be out a little bit, but he could just be out one game. We don't know. If it is a little bit, maybe Zonovan's the starter. So pick up Zonovan. It sounds like you could maybe use him. He's got at least a shot to produce for you in week 14. So I like it.
Also, I have Kyron Williams. Would I consider dropping him for Taysom Hill?
I would rather have Taysom Hill as long as you're not using Kyron at all, and you don't plan on using Kyron. Like you have there's no reason you'd use him than hold Taysom for that potential. He ends up being the starting quarterback, or he does something. I don't know. It's a big shot in the dark, man. It might be a complete nothing burger. It might be a waste of time. Like you got to be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And in Yahoo leagues, he's quarterback eligible too. But all right, bro.
All right, thanks, Schmitty.
Yep, later. Okay, Bill the Tickler, what's up, my guy?
The Tickler. What am I? Elmo. It's like Elmo. Tickle me, Elmo.
What's up, man? Well, Mr. Giggles, we could go that route too, but hey, the chat named you already. They love you. They requested you. Anything else you wanted to add?
I can't believe that. I appreciate the chat. Schmitty, the original was a week and a half ago. Was I said Your Highness, and you edited me out.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just laughing.
Yeah.
I was just laughing at you. I wasn't making too much fun of it, but I just thought it was funny.
Oh no! Please make fun.
Please make fun.
Please. Please make fun. That's all you do. If you make fun, you make sense. It's my fault.
The quote of the day. That's the quote of the day. You make fun and you make sense.
Yes. But I swear, all I did, I accidentally came back onto the chat and I saw Bill called back in. And I was like, I was done. I was just going to chime in.
Yeah.
They told me to call back. Oh, why are you rubbing your face? Oh, jeez.
Tickle me Bilmo, somebody said. Tickle me Bilmo.
Tickle me Bilmo. Oh my goodness. That's the first ever, Smitty.
First ever time you've heard that,
Thank
huh?
you. I heard so many and too many, but the originals will always stick. Tickle me Bilmo. Wow. Wow. Hey, Smitty, to the moon. To the moon.
I'm sending you to the moon, Bill. You're going to the moon right now. Get ready. Buckle up. We're sending you to the moon.
To the moon.
Go to the moon.
Build to the
Ready
moon.
for the moon.
All right, Bill. You take care. You have a good night. Anything else you want to add? Give me one bold prediction. We might need a Bills bold prediction of the week. I think that's what we need here. So, Bill, what's your bold prediction of the week? We need this every week. You need to call me every week and give me your Bills bold prediction of the week. What is it?
James Robinson minus 7 yards.
James Robinson. Okay, I'm putting it down. James Robinson -7. All right, I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget. All right, Bill's pick of the week. Thank you, Bill. Bill, is that the one you want to roll with? Really? It's okay if you do.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Because I traverse and we reverse. So thank you very much.
All right, Bill, appreciate you. Call in next week for your Bills prediction of the week. Don't forget. Set your alarm in your.
Ready next time.
I want you to set a timer in your iPhone every week. Weekly alarm. Bill's pick of the week. You got to give it to me, okay?
What is that? Vitamin water? The first time I saw, what was that? Vitamin water? What are you drinking, Smitty? What is that?
Vitamin water, Bill.
First time I ever saw you take a swig, ever.
Yeah, vitamin water, Bill. Does the body good. All right, Bill. Appreciate you.
Powerade for me.
All right.
Thanks,
Later, pal. Bill's pick of the week, James Robinson -7 yards. We got to create a little scene for Bill's pick of the week. James Robinson -7 yards. Take it to the props. Oh, man. Bill. Him and Denny are just like favorites. Everyone loves Denny and Bill. Bill and Denny. Denny and Bill. They're unbelievable. Tickle Me Bill Mo. Is that what his name is, or are we going with Bill the Tickler? What, can we get a vote on what his name's going to be? Because I'm going to put it in my phone, make sure it's set appropriately. Kind of feel like Bill the Tickler was the first one we'll stick with. All right, I think I'm out of here for the night. Appreciate every single one of you. I think I've got all the super chats down. If I did miss anybody's super chat for any reason, just let me know in the comments with some red question mark emojis like, Smitty, you missed my super chat. I will take care of you in the comments of the video. And I will answer try and answer every single question that you ask me in this video once the video's, ended. And the comment section has got no comments right now. Not the live chat. I will vow to do my best to answer every single question you ask me in the next 24 hours. And I do that on every video. Sometimes I spend multiple hours a night going through the last 2 or 3 videos that I have up. And I try my best. And I'm asking you guys, it helps my engagement. So I'm going to try and answer the question because it helps the engagement of the video. I will try and answer. So go forward. I will vow to do my very best to answer every single question asked on my last 2 videos that are floating around in order of their release. The first 24 hours, I'll answer just about every question. So please ask me a question. Do it now. Do it live. Last super chat of the day. Thank you, Avi. Appreciate you. Avi says, got here in 2020 January and has this channel come a long way. Just want to say amazing. Looking forward to many more titles in the future. Avi, appreciate you. Appreciate your super chats. Appreciate your support. Appreciate all you've done for the last 2 years here on the channel. And we are this thing's going to grow astronomically in 2023 because of the creativity that's about to be dropped. I'm telling you, we're going to hit things differently than anybody else, and we're going to do it in massive volume. So get ready for it. Appreciate you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Live if there's breaking news. I'll go live anytime there's breaking news. Your boy Smitty's live at 7 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. So tomorrow I'll be live at 7 p.m. But I'm also live earlier or later if there's breaking news. So kind of feel like maybe tomorrow might have a breaking news video. We'll see. I might drop something else anyway, just to drop it. But I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever news breaks. I'm live Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at midnight. That means I'm live tomorrow night at midnight because tomorrow night's Friday. And then I'm live Saturday at midnight. So And I was live Wednesday, so this will be 4 straight midnights in a row that I'm live. So appreciate you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you, Uncle Slayer. Appreciate you. Thank you, Tater Toddy. Listen to Tater. Tater says, should all try and help out with the comments too. It helps multiple opinions sometimes, plus it really helps with the video engagement. So yeah, leave a comment. I'll get to hopefully everybody's comment within the next 24 hours on any of the last couple videos I have up. Appreciate you all. Bill the Tickler to the moon. Discord link is on thefantasyfootballshow.com if you guys want to get on the Discord, and then let me know when you're there, and I'll tell you. I'll give you access to a forum. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate you. Hey, Russian collusion. Appreciate you, Russian. Everybody give Russian collusion some sort of like flowers or round of applause or thumbs up in the chat. Russian, appreciate all your support. Giving person, always dropping those YouTube exclusive memberships. Thank you, Russian. Appreciate you, my man. Later, Rock Out. Later, Travis. Later, Tater. Later, Boone. Thank you to all my super chatters tonight. Mark Cleveland, TMT, Zinski, Zach Davis, Avi, Mark 17, Castro, Rick, Trone Force, Michael, Rock Out, Russian Collusion for all that he did. Work for What You Want, Vamp, Roy, Charles H, Adam, Josh, Daniel, Who Dat, What That, AJL, Ed M, Thomas, Castro, Michael C, King, The Wood, Yusuf, Derek, and Rick. Appreciate you all. See you tomorrow.
Smitty, you're not hearing me. I don't know a lot about fantasy football. I know everything about fantasy football. Woo! You know...